Having carried out problem identification, the step 3 is solution generation. Now, I have seen several consultants give reports to clients or carry out a consulting exercise and then give a report to client which is totally flawed, as in the solutions were not up to the mark, or the solutions were inspired by what the CEO wants, and as a result of it, the whole discipline of consulting gets a bad name. Now, this should not happen. Now, so when you generate the solution, it's a fiercely independent consultant would carry out analysis, as we said, from data that he gathered earlier, and he'll look at the interview data, and then his expertise comes in at this stage to exactly pinpoint or look at, having pinpointed the problem, to look at that what are the various solution options that a client can have. So what's the option 1, what's the option 2, perhaps many more options, or the top 3 or 4 options that a client can have. Now, having done this solution generation, it is important for the client to, for the consultant to be able to state clearly on what was the problem of the client as defined by him, and which of these options are best catering towards the client needs to solve the client problem, and let the client decide which one they want to choose. Now, while a consultant is an expert on the process and on the content, it's also important to know that every organization is different. So therefore, the consultant should help the client decide, but not push a decision. The customer CEO, if he knows the option 1, 2, 3, the CEO would know with the board or which option is best going to work for him. Which of these options is a short-term option, which of these is a long-term. Every organization has a different financial history to go with. Every organization has a different board structure. Every organization has a different culture. So therefore, it will be flawed to assume that one particular approach or one particular option is going to work for a particular client. So it's best for the consultant always, using his expertise, to give multiple options to the clients which might work. And then, of course, if there are constraints or which have been observed, then he can highlight that also. In the solution generation step, what I have often noted that consultants, few of the consultants have become dummies of client, or they are just being a mouthpiece for conveying some bad news which the CEO doesn't want to convey. It's important for the consultant to be objective in this, and while there might be a work to be done, one should not be saying what the CEO wants to say, and one, again, as I earlier said, a consultant must be fiercely independent on his particular expertise. Does it happen often that the consultant will find a solution which the client does not know of? So recently, when I worked with one client, they were unable to scope the impact of internet on their business. Now, would a consultant be able to do justice in this kind of a case? Can the consultant show something to the client which the client doesn't know? I really don't think so. In some of these cases, consultants really don't do better than clients. The client's internal departments know far more. But then why do they need the consultant? They need the consultant in such case so that the consultant can work with the internal department to be able to find out the best option, because the client CEOs might not be having adequate knowledge on it. The person who is to sign on the dotted line or who is supposed to do the budget allocations might not have adequate expertise. In that case, he's appointing the consultant to work with the internal department to select the best option in an unbiased manner. So it's very important for the consultant to exactly know what the scope of the work is, what is the problem definition, identification, and then solution generation. Till the time the right solution is not generated, the consultant keeps working. Till the time he's not there with the option X, perhaps, which is the right one. It's important that a consulting assignment is not called off because of time or fees, but a consulting assignment should be called off only when the problem defined as by a client has been adequate solutions have been generated for the customer and the client accepts that. This phase is very critical because this is what the consultant has been recruited for. He has been recruited for his ability on the process and the content expertise. Now, if at the stage the consultant says that I am a process consultant, I am not the one with the content expertise, then it has been a wrong selection of the consultant right in the beginning.